Morning YouTubers, a bit of a garden tour, talk about growing plants in pots and living sustainably. Bare patch of soil, buried some potatoes in there. Pond, it's going to be a little ornamental garden. A wall, my dad's Thai Buddha that he carved. Miniature food forest. More potatoes in a bag. Some dwarf bonsai acer trees. More bonsais. There's an oak. I think it's a Chinese elm. Or Chinese holly. Always been interested in trees, and the structure of trees, and been passionate at looking at trees. And when I found out that you can manipulate them and grow them how you want, was start getting into bonsais, researching them, and luckily somebody that was seriously into bonsais moved away, and I got to clear his garden out. So I had a load of dwarf trees, a couple of bonsais, a couple of starts that he'd tried. There's one, there's a walnut I think, looking a bit drowned. Some breakfast. Fig tree. It's a miniature beech forest bonsai that I've not looked after very well. There was about 6 of each, green and bronze leafed. Good apples just in pots, don't need to plant them in the floor. Oh, drop one. I've only had it a year, so next year it'll be even better. I've been researching permaculture designs and things for quite a few years. Got a movable bed, nothing's permanent, you just take the bricks away, move it. Same with the sleepers, nothing's permanent. The workbench. Flipping kale, been annihilated by the caterpillars. Little baby plants. As I said, everything is in pots, other than my tomatoes. When I built the greenhouse, I left a foot wide trench that's about 4 foot deep. Spent a year building it like a compost bin, and left it to settle for over the winter and started growing in it. Got some tropical trees in here. There's an avocado that I ate. There's a ladybird that I collected yesterday. It's still there. Dwarf Cavendish banana. This is the pup that shot out. The original died. That was the original trunk. And there's the more pups. Just keeps throwing them out. It's a normal banana. It's supposed to be the hardiest banana. Small little bonsais, carrots, another avocado, loads of chilies. Again, it's like the bananas. Aloe vera shoots out the roots that they call pups, and then they just grow into little plants. So Alpine strawberries not stopped chucking them out yet. Normal berries. Tomatoes coming. Some potatoes buried in the bottom as well. Celery just grows from the base that you don't use, that you'd throw in your waste. Keep feeding me. Picked my first couple of big cucumbers the other day. First grapes. There's some aubergines. The orange tree is not looking very well. Yeah, eventually this should be just massive fruit trees and perennial edibles, herbs, things that self-seed, that just replants. So all I've got to do is walk in here, trim things back, prune things up, and keep eating. More potatoes shoved in there, bare patch of soil, why not? Rhubarb, don't know where that come from. Chuck some potatoes in the compost bin. Now I've got loads more potatoes. Berries can grow in the shade quite happily. They only get the good morning sun up to midday, and then in the winter it's pretty much only an hour or two down here. The strawberry runners that have planted up, can give away or sell on. The worms. And the peaches colouring up beautifully. Oh, nearly ready. Raspberries. Fig tree is actually doing beautifully. This is one tree that you do not need to look after. Just been to the south of Spain, Marbella, 43 degrees, and they just sat on the rocks, no problem. More peaches, plums, squash vine, butternut squash. Eventually I'll grow the squashes up the base of the trees, hanging around the trunks. When the trees get a bit bigger, the squash vines just keep extending and extending. mint, lettuce that started going to seed, courgette, kale, battered by the caterpillars, all my corn, more potatoes I need to dig up. In England we had a really hot few weeks. All my spinach just went straight to seed. The kale survived. The kale is tough stuff. Hot cold climates, hot climates, droughts, wet, everything. Strawberries running wild round the garden. Never have to buy any more strawberries. I haven't for years anyway. They're in the pots, just everywhere. More dwarf trees. This is a cherry tree that blossoms beautifully every year. Rosemary, gooseberries, lavender, lemon balm, carrots, dwarf conifers. There's everything in there. It's got loads of blueberries to pick. This is an awesome looking bush. All the leaves look a bright red, come out green, throws out the berries. Look at that, £2 worth of berries there. This is a pink lemonade. Blueberry that I bought off of eBay. Came in a plastic bag in a box. Some more herbs. And compost. If you're not making soil, you ain't got no to grow in. That's the most important thing. I've had to set this aside to house me already composted soil. This is just layers of leaves and waste, and I managed to get a pile out of somebody's house they moved into and didn't want. So I've got years of rotting leaves, twigs, food scraps. Tomatoes. This didn't go to plan. The lettuce just blasted to seed. Some carrots have survived in there though. Just pack them in. Grow everything where you can. If you put them close together in deep beds, it encourages the roots to just grow down. Some Swiss chard in there. Beautiful colour. There's some red stuff somewhere. Yeah. Beetroot. And carrots. A rocket is arugula in America. From my American friends. I just went to seed. So I'll collect all them. It's been annoying. But you save it where you can. Cucumbers. A quick photo of that. Bonsai, redwood or cypress of some sort, I think somebody told me. Some more trees I've been playing with. It's just something that I found that's self-seeded that I tied in a knot. Penis fly trap. Food everywhere. I think this is a melon. seed that I got to grow some honeydew to attempt, but it doesn't seem to be growing, just grows these little freak. Oh no, what's that? I got a bit of melon. Yeah, go get yourself some fruit trees. Show it in a pot. You want to plant it, you can. You can even plant them in the pot. Just bury the big pots. I can easily get to them. Old Chinese proverb. The best time to plant a tree 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is now. This was my first tree shoved in a pot. I got to prune this one a little bit and it threw out a lot more apples, but that isn't actually as many as it threw out last year. There's still a good few to eat off there. All organic. Grew from worm poo. From worm tea. Beautiful. It just smells clean, fresh. It looks disgusting. That's just food waste. Worm pea juices. It's all seeped down through the layers. Comes out the tap, into there, into my tomatoes, and into me. That is the ultimate health. The ultimate nutrients. If you go to a forest or the jungle, the floor that you're walking on is fallen plants and trees. Layered fallen plants and trees with worms and berries and seeds and nuts and bird poo and dead animals and dead bugs. And the years of that's all you're doing. You're imitating what happens naturally in nature. So man can manipulate land for the benefit of himself and the environment. Yeah, that was a big expense, a lot of effort, a lot of resources. The intention of building the pond so big. You always want your pond next to the house, walking all the way to the top of the garden to feed the fish every day. And clean it becomes a bore. So the intention is to have it piped all the way up to the greenhouse and have a massive aquaponics system. The most sustainable way to grow fruit on the planet. I think it takes 10. What's happening there? That's a potato plant. It's growing tomatoes. Hey? I forgot where I was now. There's some rogue spuds. Plant them. Oh yeah, sustainable living, aquaponics. So yeah, that pond will be ran through various different grow systems or hydroponic systems in here. Water will probably coming up that back wall. Have loads of pumped up to the top and then trickled through some runs with plants all the way along it and into some big floating rafts. I'll probably have some flood and drain systems for the plants that don't like soaking wet roots permanently. And then that's it. All I have to do is come out, feed the fish every day and grow the food. Bluebirds are fully on it now. Perfect breakfast. I'm not bothered about nutrients. I go for colours. I don't get much blue in my diet. The more I get, the better. Best colours, red, gold and green. For everything. I'll do a pond video. Talk about the system and the filters and that. I'm sure most people won't want to get bored with the fish stuff. Some mint, bamboo and fatsia. Nice big pot. I'm just collecting water. Another compost bin that I'm going to give away. Stock of pots. That was it.